Bust a Line, where we have a good time. We're your hosts. I'm Shaka, and this is.
Your Shaka.
All right, take two. Well,
Let me start. Okay.
welcome back to another episode of Bust a Line, where we have a good time. We're your hosts. I'm Kayana,
Shaka.
and today we're gonna talk about Blue Therapy, this Netflix um, counseling therapy show.
Yeah.
It's done in the UK with
Yes,
a
I'm UK.
UK therapist and UK couples. But it is so interesting because obviously the culture, definitely we can relate to some of the culture and
Yeah.
stuff. So when we were watching it, we were like, oh my goodness, we should actually talk about it. But today we're only going to be talking about three couples
Yeah.
that kind of had us like, what?
Your
Debating in the
experience.
group
Yeah.
chat. But it's going to be a fun time. So tune in, grab your bevy, grab a drink, and yeah, let us know if you've watched the series yet. If not, go watch it before you watch this one.
Yeah. Exactly.
But and if you have not yet subscribed or liked to our channel, please hit the subscribe button. Hit it, okay? So, who?
Yeah. So the Blue Therapy on Netflix. It's a really good show. And the first guy we want to talk about Maria and Viktor.
Mm-hmm.
So she is African and she's
Yeah,
Nigerian.
yeah, I believe she's
Yeah,
Nigerian. Yeah,
so yeah, she's Nigerian. He is from an Eastern European country,
yeah,
right?
some
We know
European
that that's what
country.
I love about UK. They have so many different races and
Yeah,
people and cultures, that intermingle. I really love that about the UK. And so most of the couples are immigrants, like,
yeah,
or maybe if not all,
or
but
first generation,
yeah,
most of them.
exactly.
Yeah, I
So
mean that's pretty much the UK.
that's true. And so with this couple, the culture is basically their clash. So one of the first clip is with Maria telling Victor that he needs to when he meets her family, he needs to show respect. And the way they show respect in the African culture is that they need to kneel down.
Hmm.
And
In
she
Nigerian
yeah,
specifically, yeah,
okay, Nigeria,
because it's
okay.
different. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. He needed to prostrate himself,
Hmm.
and I was like, yuck. Prostrate yourself, like
Hmm.
like I get it, like they want to show.
That's how they show respect.
I know, but I think it's like they're doing too much.
So you see, let me go right off the bat because you can't date somebody from a completely different culture and not respect said culture. So that's my problem I have with Victor because she said it's something that, is done to show respect. I get it. It's something that's completely outside of your norm, right? And for many people, it might seem so crazy because, like, are you a king or queen? If they were, I am pretty sure if he was in front of, well, Queen Elizabeth is dead, R.I.P.
R.I.P. Queenie.
But if he was in front of King Charles, he would have done his little bowing.
I don't even think if I was in front of King Charles, I'd doing any bone. Will he do to me, young
But
Diana? No.
but my point is, it's just a standard practice. You might not have to do the whole, but that's the culture. If they were to get married, well, that's not a problem because they've been together for 7+ years and he can't put a ring on the finger yet.
Exactly, which
He
is a
can't put,
problem
which
with
is
the families
another
too.
problem. But
Yes.
then when they do their traditional ceremony, because I've been to like a Nigerian traditional wedding,
Mm-hmm.
that's a part of it. Like to me, if you're dating someone's culture, you have to embrace their culture for the love of them. It's not anything more than that. It's literally a 2 seconds thing of like, oh, this is what your culture does. Like that's the tradition of like where you go home and you ask for somebody's hand. Like to me, you have to because I'm sure there are things in his culture that is completely outside of hers that she performs.
Okay, so in the episode, obviously Victor was not, he did not love it. He and the therapist had a back and forth because the therapist was like, you can't
He
say
didn't love nothing. Let me
yeah,
start
yes, he
there.
was not. He didn't love most things, but I didn't love him either. But I have to say, I agree with Victor in this regard because I heard, yes, it's your culture. if you marry into the culture with the culture, whatever, you gotta respect the things, but not when the things ain't making sense. And that
A,
don't make sense to me.
a
So
lot of
everything,
things don't make sense.
yeah, exactly. Get some culture to do some evil things, and all. Do you subscribe to those? No.
How harmful it is to show the elders by prostrating. How harmful is
Yeah,
that?
the word prostrate itself is this. Ugh, no. Here was me thing with though. I like literally if it's something like that, whatever. But to me, in especially these cultures, even Caribbean cultures, and this why I don't like it. They put so much emphasis on respect, and they have no respect for somebody because they're younger than them. You understand? And
Mm-hmm.
you must go and do a physical thing, bow and kiss their foot and all these things, and they
Nobody saying
can't even.
Aldo.
But that's what they do, and they can't even treat you with an ounce of respect back just because you're younger than them, and that's my issue
That
with that.
so she has her own issues with that. But that in this particular case is literally respect. It ain't even nothing to do
Yeah,
with the
but he's not.
that's
I'm sorry. If that's something that he's not comfortable doing, I feel like they should respect his decision.
but here's the problem with Victor. Nothing she a part of her culture he embraces. You know, in a lot of immigrant families and communities, you know, a lot of times you help out. You know, help out your parents, help out whoever. And she would send money. How she went about it was wrong because she did not, you know, she didn't disclose that she was done paying off her car or something like
Yeah,
that.
exactly. So she
So
was
she was
paying. Yeah,
using the money to like send for her mother. And you
yeah.
know what Victor said? Oh, it's like a subscription fee. Like you said, no money is a subscription. So to me, honestly, dating immigrant culture is not for the faint of heart. There's a lot of different things that I know a lot of people are not okay with, and that's fair. But to me, if you're gonna try, and this is my point of view, if you're gonna try to be with someone, you have to actually try to embrace their culture.
Listen, okay. So back up with with the money. Her mom lent her the money to buy a car, and so she was paying her back. She done pay for the car, so she just continued to get the mother money. I think it was
Hmm.
very nice of her mother, and I think to me Victor should have understand
He don't
that
understand
or
nothing, and
whatever.
that's a
But
big
yeah,
problem.
but he don't want to, he don't feel like it's fair to be giving the parents money. And I think to me, yes, in Caribbean immigrant cultures, people would give their parents money. It's not something that they used to, but they would. But and I do not want to be on Victor's side, right? Because I feel the way that he is like going after it or talking to her about it,
Hmm.
it's not nice. I feel like like
It's
he seems
mean.
extremely strict, especially you don't want to marry her or
And it
whatever
seems like
he's
he
doing.
does stuff to isolate her to
Yes, because she
himself, which
haven't
is
seen him in a while. But another reason why she ain't seen her family because she's unmarried and she want to bother her with all these things and all these
mm-hmm.
things.
Because they've been together for 7 years.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think he respects her. I don't think he respects her, but I still think in terms of like with certain cultures, you you don't. I don't feel like you have to do everything that they do. And some things, if I don't feel comfortable with, my husband, we're different
But
people
okay,
culturally,
but
the
she,
same way.
I get what you're saying, but in this case, remember, she's also wanting him to do these things. And that's a problem. He's not even making any effort.
I mean, yes, he's not making any effort. I
And
do
that's
agree
a
with
red
that.
flag.
Yes, yes, he's not making an
If she
effort.
was
But
like, if
some
she
of
was
these
like,
things are extreme.
but if she was like, I don't agree
They
with
probably
that,
should be apart.
exactly. So that's the point of this. And they're still together, by the way. They're still together making videos about it. She's making videos about, oh, people expecting me to get a ring and it's year 18, whatever. They're still a boyfriend or girlfriend. Like, kudos to y'all. But my point is this: when people from different cultures, especially extremely different, they have to make an effort of bridging the gap. Like I get it. Obviously, that person may not be comfortable in doing everything, and that's fair. You can't force people to do what they're not comfortable with. But both people have to make compromises and try to meet each other, try to embrace each other's culture to some extent. And in this case, I find that he was not even trying.
I think with once again me coming from that kind of same relationship, I think to me you take the good and you leave the bad because some stuff that we inherit is not good. And I think
Hmm.
to me that part of it, they're frustrating yourself, is not good.
But for
However,
you saying that, but
yeah,
she
that
don't say
exactly.
that way.
I understand that, and the giving of the money to the family that need help or whatever, I think is good. I
Hmm.
don't believe in greed. I think you should help. So in that way, I think that is good. So I think some people need to leave the good take the good,
Yeah.
continue with the good and leave the bad. And I think the frustrating part is bad. And I think she can't want die on every hill. She could compromise and be like, well, I could
Compromise.
send the money, but you don't got to frustrate
Man,
yourself.
that's two out of a million things that Victor doesn't even do.
I
He don't
agree.
do nothing, and that's my point. In this situation, like, no, seriously, she should have left him because it's just not gonna work. It's
No, it's
too
not gonna work.
different.
It's
It's
not
too
gonna work.
different.
He don't want to compromise at all.
You're right.
Yeah, he can't. He don't want to compromise at all. You don't even want to try and see it from her point of
Yeah.
view, and
Well,
that's
at the end, he did say that they did reach out to the family. They did have a sit down and they talked through things because he also felt like the family didn't like him, and
well,
I
it
can
makes
only
sense. Yeah,
imagine,
because he's
yeah,
abusing shit. I mean, the child.
keeping her away from them,
Yeah,
or and
of
the fact that
course,
he's not marrying her. They feel like he's leading her on.
using her. Yeah,
But my point is, to me, everybody, like, I agree with you. I don't necessarily say that prostrating is bad, but not everybody's
I'm
going to
not
be
comfortable doing
comfortable
that.
doing that. And if that's the case, if it means a lot to you, like in her case, if it means a lot to her and the person not willing to, maybe you got to find somebody
That's
else.
what I agree.
Yeah.
Find somebody within your culture whereby it's not that hard to explain to them, especially if
Hmm.
they're unwilling. So I think that's that with that. Let us know in the comments what you think about Victor, Maria. Are you on Victor's side? Are you on Maria's side?
Hmm.
Um, would you do it? Would you prostrate yourself if you're not from that culture? Let us know what you think. Okay.
So would you agree? And one more thing before you go on, what if it was prostrating both ways, where you do it and they do it back to you?
Yes.
So your problem
Absolutely.
is giving the respect to them.
Yeah, because that's how our culture is as well. The chair
Mhm.
must do everything, no matter what. Even a big, they still gotta just go hard.
Why
But
do you think our culture's like that? Because it comes from African
exactly,
culture.
and I know it coming from a place that is unhealthy. And I don't promote unhealthy things because like, you prostrate yourself do whatever. They can't do one little thing for you. There's
What do you mean?
a
In
lot
this
of times,
case,
I
the
mean,
grandmother lends
you
you money
watch,
for pay
yeah, I
for
know
a
that's nice,
car.
whatever. But then what you still gotta get your money after. Anyway, like for example, like you seen a lot of stuff like African, they would come in the house and they would treat a daughter in law anyhow
Mhm.
because oh she must do this for me or she must like I feel like the respect is go in
I agree.
on
It's go
another
crazy. They do
level,
go
and I feel
extreme.
like there's
It should
something
be a
that
two-way street.
they should cut the out. At least try to be
It should
more.
be a two-way
Yeah, and
street.
it's
Like if you
not.
want respect, you gotta give respect as well.
Correct. And I don't think there's encouraging it at all.
Yeah.
Not saying sure our parents is fine. That's just how the culture is. But I feel like they need something different than that. I'm sorry.
Well, let us know what you think in the comments. So the next couple we're going to talk about is Dami and Germaine. They have the most interesting one for me.
Yeah.
So they're a married couple. They were having issues where he's a breadwinner and she is staying home, but she was a boss chick, right? So she's not used to staying at home. So like so a little bit of tension there because she's used to working. She not only and he's like, I'm providing. You don't need to work, right? And she's like, but I like to work, because and that's the truth. Some women like to go out there and
Yeah,
doing
because
their
she's
own thing.
ambitious.
Very ambitious. So we thought that was like the height of their issues, but then we found out that she would always say like, oh, Jermaine would be like, he wants a daughter, and
Yeah.
it will hurt her. And I used to be like confused, like, what's the big deal? Because they already have a son, and
They have two sons.
I think it's just one child they had.
It's two sons. No.
Yeah, maybe one or two sons, but they have a boy or boys, and yeah. So come to find out that they both have sickle cell trait, and if you don't know sickle cell trait, it's like a disease whereby well, it's a trait, right, that can cause a sickle cell disease if both parties have it, and it can be very debilitating to that person who has the disease. Mostly people with trait live normal life, but with a disease, it can get a lot of pain, organ failure, a lot of issues. It's a blood disorder. Essentially, a lot of people affected are like mainly like people with African ancestry, some Indian ancestry, even Italian, right? um so in their case, they both are carriers, which means that their child has a 25% chance of developing the sickle cell disease. Then we learned that she was pregnant with a girl, and then they did a particular test while she was pregnant, and they found out that she was gonna get sickle cell
So
disease,
yeah,
not the trait, the full blown disease. And they made the executive decision to terminate the pregnancy. And I'm like, wow.
yeah,
And this is stuff like we need to talk about because it affects their community and stuff like that. And I've
yeah. So
never
good.
ever seen or heard like that scenario because
Yeah,
most times people will probably bring the child to term and then that child will have a lot of
complications.
complications. Like, I recently found out in my 30s that I have this trait. Never knew, but I knew, like, in my family, on my mother's side, on her dad's side, she had an uncle that died from sickle cell disease like many years ago. So I am familiar with it, and I've known people who've also died from it, and
Yeah, suffer with it.
yeah. So when she said that, I'm like, wow, that really had me thinking, like, oh my goodness, that's serious, and commendable in a way. Like, everybody, I'm pro-choice. Everybody do what they need to do for themselves. At the end of
Yeah,
the day, God be the final judge of us all. But that could not have been easy, and I was just blown away by their storyline.
yeah. Let us know in the comments too what you think if they made the right decision or to you or what you would have done in that case
Yeah.
because I think it's a really hard decision to make to decide not to bring that child into the world. And obviously I respect your decision. But I feel like more people need to do that because a lot of people would bring kids into the world not for the kids because they
Yeah.
didn't want the kids to suffer, and I think to me that was a very selfless decision, and kudos to them. you
Yeah.
know
And yeah, kudos to them indeed. And and I think the therapy helped them a lot because I feel like they were both grieving separately, so they needed to grieve together because
yes.
and hold each other space for each other, because you can tell that they clearly love each other, and
They're
um
one of the better couples.
yeah, definitely, definitely one of the better couples, and happy to see that they're still thriving and doing well. But that was not an easy thing to do, and I know the husband still wants a girl, but I'm like, sir.
Right, I feel like that's hard, and man, I don't like men demanding kids, period. If you're not making the child, you have no
Right,
demands to make. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
and
You're
it's
not carrying the
hard.
child.
It's so hard to, yeah, have to go through that. Like, yeah, yeah, as a woman, I can't imagine
Yeah,
doing having to go through that. But
yeah. Let
let us,
us know.
yeah, let us know what you
Let
think.
us know what you think, what you would have done. But kudos to the two of them. They made a hard decision, and they
Mhm.
stood by it, and yeah, they're working it through in therapy. But
Yeah.
that was really difficult. There's a different dynamic for couples and regular conflict besides cheating or money
Mhm.
or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, the last couple that we want to talk about was Mike and Yasmin. So backstory about little, Mike and Yasmin. So they're engaged, right?
Mhm.
Engaged. They have a child, a son, and and basically it started with him talking about she makes way significantly more money
Mhm.
than him, so he's a bit insecure about that.
Very insecure.
And then so they were talking about that. Then finally in the therapy he revealed that he is out of a job for 2 months and would just get dressed and pretend to go to work for 2 months because he was laid off, and he didn't tell her anything. And that was like the craziest thing I've ever seen on this show before because it's absurd. Like, what the? I can't believe
And
it.
you would think that's the worst thing he could have do because that man.
Yes, he does. He have a spending problem per se. He does have a. I mean, once again, I kind of understand because once she found out about what was happening, like
Mhm.
when she found out what was happening, she was upset and she was like monitoring his spending and all that because he
Because
was
he's in debt as well.
he isn't there. Oh yes, but she didn't know how much debt he
Exactly.
has. Yeah, so she was, but it wasn't. I mean, the debt was
And then on top of that,
more than she thought
his
it was.
ego is hurt and bruised because Oh, he can't provide for his family the way that he wants to. Yada yada yada.
Exactly, but he's not doing the things that it takes, right? So I think to me that was like the most craziest dynamic in the show is that he was straight up lying to her and pretending to go to work. Like
It's insane.
that is crazy. Like you literally getting dressed, wasting time, energy, and everything, air, to
Yeah.
pretend to go to work. And then he would say he would go wait till go when she leaves, and when she leaves, he would double back. I was
All that effort rather than
like, Dan, just tell
telling the truth.
the truth.
Tell the truth.
Yeah, like I mean, guys, let us know in the comments. Would you do something like that instead of own up? Would your ego be so bruised?
I feel so, yes. I feel like many men would probably do the same thing.
Like that's ridiculous. Like I would love to know. Definitely let us know in the comments. Because what is going on in your mind to make you think that that is okay to do? Lying about something so important.
And then on top of that, when he finally get his little severance package or whatever, this man got the audacity to go because she has an Audi car that he like a QI or Q5 or something.
Mm-hmm.
He decided he going to Audi to test drive, and then he was like, she's holding her breath in the therapy session. And then he was like, oh, I didn't get it.
He shouldn't even be at the dealership.
One of this across the head.
He shouldn't
Because
even be
what?
at a dealership.
Exactly.
And he's straight up jealous of her.
Yes, because why you need a car, the same car as her?
Exactly.
He had a lot going on, and they're still together. A new baby on the way.
Yeah, they're still together. I hope he gets it together.
Does he have a job? I didn't even check to see.
I don't know. Did it end with him having a job? No.
No.
No, because I thought he did have a job after he was trying to go and get a car. But you didn't even get a job.
Oh, you
And
paying
you
for the
gonna get
car?
a whole new car.
But remember, he got the money from he get a big check.
I still, but does he get a check to buy an entire car? Or just
He
a
get a
down
check to
payment?
pay his damn bills off because.
Yeah, you still get bills.
And then he's like, oh, he just want to see the money in the bank. He don't want to pay, like the stuff. And she's like, bruh.
Exactly. He
But
want to hold
girl.
on to it a little or whatever. But money is a big deal. I don't know. I am wishing bad for them, but
He definitely has scarcity mindset whereby
But
in the
but
past,
he spends a lot.
no, he spends a lot because of in the past he had none. So now he feels, and he said that like he thinks like he needs to have nice things. Now he can have nice things. So in that way, I empathize with him. But in the same breath, like, dude, you're involving someone else's lives in your decision. This girl's with you, she's making more than you. That alone, like, if you're such a machismo man, like you need to make more, then maybe either go and work more to get more money or find somebody else.
I don't understand. Once again, the psychology of these men, like that you don't want her to make more, but still yet you literally put in no effort to make more. Like I'm so confused by that dynamic because a lot of times you would see that, oh, she makes more money than me, and still yet they literally have done nothing. You're so hurt. You cannot be so hurt. This thing affects your ego so much.
Yeah.
But still yet you put in literally no
Nothing.
effort to fix the situation.
Because life happens to them. They're not making life happen for them.
So they just want to bitch.
Essentially. Essentially.
That's like crazy to me. And to lie in that capacity.
Lie.
Yeah, people lie and I get it. And somebody like you
He lied so many times.
But it's like
For your job, the debt.
I mean the debt part, like I get it. Like he was embarrassed. He did accumulate more debt than she thought. But then to me, it's like the whole show that you're putting on every single day for 2 months. Let me tell you, if
that's a lot of effort.
On the way you coming home that you get fired. I don't even want to know when you get to the door.
But he got lit.
I literally be upset. Like, why you call me soon as they tell you? Text me as the moment your boss
Matter of fact, teleport it or whatever in my brain that I know that I'm getting fired.
Yeah, for the moment you boss say, like, Carl, let me put down speaker. Like, I want to know immediately because it affects both of us.
Yeah.
I'm
The
sorry.
line for 2 months is insane.
2 months you lied Honestly, if I
Every
was on that
day,
walk of the therapy session,
right? Every day you
I
putting
would be
on
done.
clothes. That's I couldn't even. That's a lot. Because if you can do that, what else you're keeping a secret? What else you're lying about?
I know they say a lie is a thief and a thief is a murderer, but the level of lie, I would sleep with one eye open.
Oh,
The
you would
level,
trust him?
no, the level of lie is insane. Like to lie to that capacity,
I agree. Yeah.
yeah, no.
But they're still together, so.
Good luck to them. I wish them the best. Maybe the therapy helped, but that's why we advocate therapy, right? So maybe it helped, and maybe he knows better. Might do better.
Please.
But definitely check the show out. Let us know what you guys think. It's really good. There's a lot of other couples there,
Mm-hmm.
and let us know which one you relate to. If you've had an issue like that before, what you thought about it, what you would have done differently, would you have stayed? Definitely let us know in the comments. And obviously, remember to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done yet, and
Mm-hmm.
share this episode because it's a fun one. It's a fun our bust a line segment where we're just chilling and having a conversation. So remember to like us on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. And if you want our merch, you can find it on www.limeandhealing.com. There's also TikTok shop as well, so you can definitely purchase there. But until we meet again, remember to
Bust
bust
a
a
lime,
line,
bust
bust
a
a line.
lime. See
See you
you
next
next
time.
time.